Welcome back to the second part of the commands video. So imagine, if you will, that you are in a situation when you have a project which consists of deploying, let's say, a Python web application. And this application has its own configuration file, has its own source file, has its own requirements, and so on. And you would like to create a Nornir function, which is, let's say, a set of tasks to run on each and every host that you specify it to do. So this is what we are going to look at right now. So let's create our third script. So second, third.py, and edit it. So we are going to need the files and the commands. Alright, so we need to initialize the Nornir object. We need to have our hosts where we would like to deploy this application. And what we would like to do now is to create a deploy app function. And this is going to basically take a task definition, and the task definition is going to be passed around by Nornir for this to run. So what we would like to do is to run the following task. So first we create a folder structure. So let's say our web application or Python application lives in the temp folder, and the folder is called pyapp. So we would like to have this task run, and this task is going to run the commands .remote command, and this remote command is going to be the mkdir temp pyapp, and the name is the create app folder. Let's break it down so it's more visible, or has a better visibility. Great. Now the second task that we would like to run is basically what we would like to do is to copy over the Python app source and its requirements, and yeah. So let's say that we have this task, and we would like to put the app.py under the app.py, and we call this upload app source. And this is technically it that we would like to do. And let's create the app.py, and from Flask we will import Flask, and the app is equal Flask underscore name, and the app is going to have a route which is the default context route index function, and we will just simply return this is it. And if the name is equal to main, then we would like to call the app.run, and this is going to run on the host 0.0.0 in debug equals true. and the port 8080. Well, I hope I didn't miss anything. What we need to also have is to create a requirements.txt file, and we say that this is the only requirement. And for the third script, we also need to specify another task. So this task will run the task files sftp, and our action is going to be put, and our source is going to be requirements.txt. Our destination is going to be temp by app requirements.txt, and the name is going to be upload requirements just simply requirements file. And since we have our requirements file, what we can do now is to use the commands remote command to execute the command pip install -r temp pyapp, and we would like to install it under the user profile. Requirements.txt. Alright, one thing to check is to see if pip is available. Oh, we have pip. Great. Python pip freeze. Oh, and we have some stuff there already. All right, now since we have our function defined, what we can do is to say that we would like to run on the host the task, and this is going to be deploy app, and in the end we can print the result. All right, so if everything goes well, it should work. If not, we are going to troubleshoot. All right. Now it's doing something. All right. So what was the error? Create a folder, source requirements, remote command. I think I didn't name this one. Oh, let's name it. So install requirements. So pyapp requirements, it looks like a path, it doesn't exist. ls-l temp pyapp requirements txt. But it exists. So requirements. Well, the order is kind of important. Alright. So, if we run this once again, but in the appropriate order, it should run. So, and don't forget to give it the comma. Let's see what's happening. Now we are going to use -p, as that will not die when you are running that part. Cool. It should happen any minute now. Last. Pip install. What? User. Permission denied. Yay. So in Python 2 you have the capital U, and here you need to use the -- user. We have also seen a warning that the pip is outdated. Yeah, it's outdated, and as for the Python 2.7, it is not even supported anymore. I think I read recently that pip will drop support for Python 2.7, so basically you will not have an option to use pip or get pip installer to install pip for that. And as you can see, the deploy app is working. And that was almost everything that I wanted to show you. So let's say we take the script's first part and investigate a little bit. Python. So we will talk about filtering and how this Nornir object looks like from the inside. So Python has two very handy functions. One is dir, the second one is help. So help gives you the docstrings hidden under the class or function implementation, and dir is going to give you the available functions, properties, etc. for the specific object. And here, as you can see, we have the inventory, and this inventory also has some interesting properties. And let's say we have this hosts object, and as you can see, this was the result of our investigation, that we found that under the host property of the inventory property we can see the information about the specific host. And yeah, that was kind of all I wanted to show you in this regard. But the other thing that I wanted to show you is that this filter function, which allows you to find hosts, is pretty flexible. So instead of saying that I would like to get the host or hosts where the site is home and the role is host, I could say that I would like to filter for the site being home and filter for the role being host. And this gives us back the same result. And you can change these filtering expressions anyhow you would like. And you are also able to write custom filter functions as well. So technically that was all I wanted to show you in this video. See you in the next one.